Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentle jammers, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry, and we're back for a brand spanking new splendiferous adventure in Kingdom Come Deliverance, the recently released game about being a medieval peasant from Warhorse Studios. I don't know a terrible lot about this game, other than you can pick a lot of flowers in it. In fact, so many flowers that you've stuffed your armor to the brim so that you're dropping dandelion seeds every 2 feet, along with the fact that apparently you can save the game occasionally by getting drunk with your compatriots. And that's about it. I mean, it looks like there's a great medieval peasant landscape in the background, and we're gonna jump in here today to see what it's all about. So let's pop right in. So the early 15th century was a time of turmoil in the Holy Roman Empire, although it was flourishing under King Charles, or Emperor Charles, but with his son taking over the throne, things are not quite so kosher. And this inactivity has angered his brother, the King of Hungary, who decided to touch some stuff and probably cause a war. If there's one thing I remember about feudal societies, is that they really like to stab each other. And what a good time to do it, too, right after Rome has kind of fallen. It's the Holy Roman Empire. We still have a few of the last vestiges of all their cool armor and art styles and stuff, wrapped up in a poorly educated bow with stabbing and horses, all in silver scallots in 1403. Oh boy, look at those gorgeous straw-roofed huts. And all those wonderful peasants, and there's a knight over there. And hey, we even have our own castle. It's pretty banging. And there's Rob from accounting, making sure all the peasants pay their taxes in either gold shillings or wheat. Oh boy, it's gonna be a heck of a time to be alive. Look, we even have carts. Everyone's favorite, kart racing. Oh, and they have the mining shaft DLC where you can labor away in the coal mines until you develop miner's lung. Oh boy, it's gonna be great. And look, it's Mustache McGillicuddy, back from the Great Mustache Wars. Unfortunately, they lost to the Beardlings. They learned their lesson. You don't mess with people with a powerful beard. Larry's one of them with his lovely, majestic man scruff. In fact, here's a lovely young lady who looks like she could grow a marvelous beard. You know, history is full of lots of powerful bearded ladies. Everything from Queen Tabitha the Bearded to something beaver joke. That's the one. Go with that.
Well, husband, how goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones.
So I'm guessing these are our parents. We're the son and or daughter of a blacksmith and his wife. So we're not completely, like, destitute peasants. Usually blacksmiths historically lived pretty decently. I mean, you kind of wanted to take care of your blacksmith or else they'd make shitty armor for you and then you get stabbed in combat.
Get up or I'll come get you up, you slug of bed.
Ha ha, we're gonna get beaten the shit out of by our father.
Now get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table. Wait, what's this?
Uh-oh, we've been fighting. We were naughty.
Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to
Wait.
hear of it.
Are you telling me that swords are not like a kosher thing to learn how to use? In a world where literally the only major weapon you have to defend yourself is like really long bladed knives?
Crying to me if you really do.
I mean, our father even makes swords for a living. That's like being a cobbler and being pissed off your kids wear shoes to school. That's like the dumbest thing. If anything, I should be out trying to sell more swords to people. Like, if there's one guy in the village who hasn't bought a sword yet, I would imagine my objective would be to try to sell them a sword.
A fine state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
Alright, what do we got here? By means of the first two choices in this dialogue, you will select your character's default characteristics. If you're not satisfied with them, not to worry. All characteristics can be further developed without limitations. Okay, so this is kind of like a throwback. I remember I used to see this in games like Kingdom Hearts, where you picked, like, a sword and a shield that were hovering in space to determine how your character's dialogue options played out. So here we have, we can be good at speech, agility, vitality, and strength. I'm gonna guess we want at least a little bit of speech, because usually RPGs like this, being able to talk your way out of getting stabbed is like a 10 out of 10 skill. We've also got, so what are our options? We were out chatting at the tavern last night. I mean, that seems pretty reasonable. What else are you gonna do while getting drunk at night? I was out dancing with the ladies, ma. Don't you know I know how to cut a rug? The ladies love the good old cardboard shuffle. Ooh, or I could say I was out banging Bianca. I mean, I do like the sound of that, and it gives me extra vitality. You gotta work that stamina when it comes to Bianca. She will destroy you. Or I can say I was working the forge, if you know what I mean, ladies, eh? Huh? No? Alright, well, let's go with speech to begin with.
Nothing much. Me and the lads were just having a chat in the tavern. Some wayfarer stopped by. He was telling us what's going on in the world, and, well, I lost track of time.
Well, I hope he didn't fill your head with nonsense. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that's suspicious.
Look, Bianca's a biter. What do you want me to say, woman? You want me to go into detail of what I did? Putting scratch marks into her headboard at her father's place. I mean, come on, woman. Alright, why would I be interested in sword fighting? That seems like the worst option that I could pick. Everybody's interested in sword fighting. It's literally the medieval equivalent of getting to use a gun or something. It's like the only weapon around. Matthias was teaching me archery. That actually sounds believable, because back in the feudal period, it was very common for the lords to pull up everybody and say, we're gonna go fight a war. And they'd usually give you incentives to the townsfolk in less taxes or just, you know, not taking your stuff to learn how to shoot archery. I know that was a big deal in England at one point after they developed the modern longbow. I was with Bianca. Again, that sounds pretty good. Or why does it matter? I feel like I'm gonna piss at least one person off, so I should probably have a little bit of strength. Let's go with that.
So I'm learning to sword fight, and what of it? What harm does it do? At least I'll be able to defend myself.
God above, Hal. You know how your father will react when he finds out.
How? What's he gonna do? I'm doing nothing wrong, I just wanted to try it.
On your own head be it then. I can't stop you, and you can deal with your father on your own. Don't come looking to me for help.
I mean, I still question that. Like, wouldn't the lords be really keen on everyone having sword fighting knowledge? That just seems like a good thing to have. It's not like I'm injecting evil magic into my blood and turning myself into a hobgoblin or something.
Did Matthew and Fritz come looking for me?
No, I haven't seen them this morning. They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern somewhere as usual.
That's unfair.
Really? So where were you until the small hours last night?
I was with Bianca, of course.
You mean at Bianca's tavern? And who was there with you? No, don't tell me. Let me guess. Matthew.
Wait, so is Bianca an actual person, or is this just like an in-joke?
Hold on to that one, Hal. She's a clever girl. And invite her for supper sometime. Your father's very fond of her.
Of course he is. He thinks he'll be able to wheedle the secret of beer brewing out of her.
You're right there.
Okay, for a second there I thought that was like a joke that says I'm dating Bianca because I'm always getting drunk at Bianca's
At least he's
tavern.
interested in something, unlike you lot. You're too busy getting into mischief to do an honest day's work. If Fritz and Matthew carry on this way, they'll wind up swinging one day. You mark my words.
I mean, all you really had to do to fuck with people in this age was just sneak into their house at night and stab them. It's not like they had forensic evidence, just look innocent after you're done.
Is Father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was. And you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain.
His
He needs
joints
your help,
pained him?
Henry.
That dude is barely in his late 30s,
Don't worry, Ma.
probably.
Of course I'll help him.
You're gonna have a tough sell telling me that a dude
He
in his
always
late
gets me
30s,
days
even
when
during the
there's a
feudal
storm.
period, has got
Can't go on
advanced
this
stage
way.
arthritis.
It's looking like such a nice day.
Alright, so Pops has got arthritis real bad. I guess I'll go eat
Can I get
and then
something to
call it
drink?
quits from there and go talk to Dad.
There's some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Okay, so I guess I'll have some cheese for breakfast. Ooh, delicious cheese. There are a lot of cups in this house. What family needs this many cups? Where does everybody sleep? Like, nobody here has a bed. Wouldn't you at least have a pile of straw to sleep on? Okay. I guess everyone just sleeps on a bench over here by the breakfast table. So how do I eat breakfast? I guess I just hover over here and hit E to eat some cheese. And that fills up that yellow bar at the bottom of my screen. I guess I should eat both pieces of cheese because it's not really going anywhere. Alright. So here's as far as I've played this game. I've gone through this segment and the next segment, and I fought a guy. And I'll be real honest with you. I'm going to try and avoid as much fighting in this game as possible. Not because I want to be a good Samaritan by any means, but so far, the least compelling part of this game has been the fighting engine. It's like somebody ripped off For Honor and then took out all of the simplicity of it for something that's weirdly confusing and oddly slow. So what's Mama up to? Doing a little cross stitch. And then we've got a bubbling cauldron full of endless stew. So this was actually something they used to do in this time period. It was the endless pot of bubbling brown, as they refer to it in old rhymes, where basically it was a stew that as you ate it, you just added more stuff to it and you never put out the fire. So there was always just an endlessly boiling pot of food in your house. It's a little gross, but it was probably the best sanitation for food that you could expect during this time period. Yeah, I've discovered the grindstone, everyone's favorite. Hey, Pa. Sorry I slept in late. Don't use that on me again. I've been a good boy besides that part.
What's the matter with you, Henry? Didn't you hear me calling you?
Oh, that's okay. So basically what this is trying to say is there's a number of different stats that you can use to bribe, persuade, and intimidate people. The talky mouth is bribery. The heart is elegance and social standing based upon your appearance. Stabbies is, you know, aggressive intimidation. Coins are money. And there's other skills like horseback riding. Based upon what sort of stats the other person has, you might be able to get a good idea of how to talk your way out of whatever's about to happen. Which I'm all about that, and I kind of like that there's like a mechanic in here for that more than just put all your stats into persuasion like you would in a Fallout game and just hope from there. Now, unfortunately, in this game, they've immediately confronted me with a series of question marks, which doesn't make sense. If you wanted to show me how this works. You'd think you'd, give me a hint here. Because I have trouble believing that I wouldn't know how to get out of trouble with my parents after growing up with them for however old I am. So my best stat here is going to be, sorry, I wanted to have a look around.
Sorry, Father. I was taking a stroll and lost track of time. Somehow I had a feeling I was seeing everything for the first time.
How, my boy? When are you going to get some sense? Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzig, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay up, at least for the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you can manage. If not, tell him that next time I'll come myself and personally use that hammer to bang those nails into his arse.
Sure I'll be happy to hear it. Is that all?
Not quite. The Chamberlain at the castle has the crossguard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had engraved in Sasau.
You want me to go and pick it up? All right. Money, charcoal, crossguard. Got it.
And ale. Stop off at the tavern on your way home. I know you'll be going there anyway to see that girl of yours. But make sure the ale's still cool from the cellar when you get back.
Her name is Bianca.
Right, so make sure Bianca...
What? I like how we weren't gonna get angry about being put upon and having our personal character demeaned by our father, but you failed to say Bianca's name. And oh my god, we're gonna go crazy. Like, that was probably the least gnarly thing he said all morning. So anyway, we're off to go do some errands. Looks like we're inside of the inner wall of the keep here. If you could call a bunch of logs held together, a wall. You could just boost yourself up through that little looky hole and get in here and steal everything if you wanted to. So where is everything? Okay, so what's this? This is the Kunesh debt. This is buying a bag of charcoal, and then picking up a crossguard, and then buying some ale. So I'm gonna say the ale is gonna come last. So first thing we need to do is go over here and talk to Drunky McDrunkface. And there he is, using the axe our father sold him. You'd think he'd stop selling him shit after he failed to pay for the axe that he's using right now. But maybe that's just my better businessman talking.
God be with you, Kunesh.
What do you want?
Well, my father sent me for the cash. You better pay up or I'm gonna stick your face in that axe.
My father sent me to get the coin you owe him for the axe, hammer, and nails.
I've got nothing. Clear off.
You know you owe father for a lot more than just the axe and hammer. If he went to the bailiff about it, you'd be in deep water. At least pay for the tools if you can't pay for everything.
I told you I have no coin, you bastard. Get the hell out of here, or I'll use the axe on you.
Is going right to the bailiff going to be an option? Because I would really, really like it if this guy got in trouble and got the shit kicked out of him and arrested. That would really entertain me. So, I don't know. I tried fighting this guy before, and I don't necessarily know if that's an option you can win early. I think it's just to show you how the combat works without killing you. Let's try. He said to do this. Let's just do this.
If that's the way you want it. I'll tell father you won't pay, and you can tell him what you told me.
Try to get the axe, hammer, and nails back another way, huh? Maybe I can just rob him. Is robbing a thing? How do you save in this game? You have no savior, schnapps. Oh, so you do literally need to go get drunk to save the game. That's hilarious. Can I bash his head in with a rock or something? So what's this guy? What is this? There's an icon here. Oh, that's where I am. I was hoping that might be the bailiff. Alright, so I'm guessing we're just gonna break into the asshole's house, because he's back there, he's doing some other shit. Alright, you're in a private area. People get mad when you do that. Well, that's just too damn bad, isn't it? Because I'm about to steal your shit. So basically, it's telling me that normal people will warn me to get out of here, whereas guards will probably stab the pants off of me.
A locked chest. I'll need a lockpick to get into that. Fritz might have one.
Okay, so I need to get a lockpick to get into this chest. See, this is already proving to be much more interesting than what I was doing before. I'm gonna eat your food, though. Did we really need a cutscene for that, or like a little time dilation effect? Okay, where is Fritz? I am not sure. Let's hit J to bring up the quest log. So where do I find Fritz? Is that on this map? What is this thing? Okay, that's a fast travel point. I guess Fritz is a friend of ours, which means they will probably be by the pub. I also need to visit the charcoal burner. Is that you? Charcoal burner's helper. Do I have money? I don't know that I have money yet. I don't think our father gave us any contingency cash to any description.
Greetings.
Oh, at least somebody's friendly around here. All right, let's talk trade. So how much money do I have? I have nothing, and this costs 0.5 gold, which I don't have. All right, sorry, bro, I don't got anything for you. So here is the Scallots Tavern. Is there more than one of these? Let's buy ale at the tavern. It's a trader, grocer. Well, this is the tavern. Maybe Bianca just works here. That's why they call it Bianca's Tavern. Oh, hey, cutscene.
Can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had to.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tatars and besiege Kuttenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts. Traitors.
Now even the Pope.
All right, so there's some really exciting politics going on.
What's going on here?
It's good to know that they were exciting even back then.
What?
Just listen and you'll hear for yourself.
Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
Oh, now you done it. You pissed off the chicken.
And nowadays, not even the devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Avignon?
Do not blaspheme, Alex.
No, it's true, though. Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia. Bohemian nobles are on his side. To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Radzik is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your deed will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
and don't forget about Kuttenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless. Let us talk of more pleasant
It's always the old like balding guy that talks reason
Deutsch has gone too
at the
far.
ale table.
Wenceslas is our rightful king.
Deutsch is an idiot. But what can you do?
I might have an idea. Deutsch deserves to be taught a lesson. Doesn't he, Fritz?
You two are my view. Should give him a proper hiding.
Are you mad? Do you want to end up in the pillory?
Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a
I
better.
mean, they're
idea.
using a lot of terms that I'm
Deutsch
not
is
super
talking such
familiar
shit.
with, like
It made
whatever
me
a
think of
pillory
that
is.
huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
You think we should redecorate for him? Count me in.
Well, I'd rather torch it, to be honest. But throwing some tears will do.
What do you say?
What was that? What was that
I
accent?
was going to get ale for father and a few other things.
Sounded like somebody let sloth
We're
out of the
finishing
Goonies
Spartac's
all of a sudden.
Come on. Throwing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king.
So, Hal, are you with us?
Which one of you is Fritz? That's really the only thing I'm curious about. I'm here for a lockpick. I don't care about throwing poop. That involves getting poop on your hands. All right, so we're getting political all of a sudden. Political shit slinging is very literal back in the feudal period. What does? All right, so what are my options? I'll do it, but I need your help in return. I'll do it, or I won't do it. Well, I need that lockpick, so let's do that.
All right, I'll do it. But then you have to give me a hand with something.
What do you need?
Kunesh owes money to father and doesn't want to pay. I tried talking to him, but he wouldn't listen. I need more than words to get coin out of him, and I can't handle it on my own.
No problem. We'll back you up. Just as soon as we're done plastering Deutsch's house.
I'll be happy to sort out that drunken oaf.
Oh wait, even better.
Let's
I
go,
won't need a
I'll
lockpick. We'll beat the ever-loving shit out of him as a group. Oh, hell yes. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. All right, well, I don't know when I'll be able to save this game, so I'm gonna say that I'm gonna play until I can do that with some savior schnapps. So this is running on to 30 minutes. I'm gonna stop here before this gets too much longer. Next time we're gonna beat up a drunk old asshole, and we're gonna throw poop at a house. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I think this might be part of it, so I guess we'll go from there. So until next time, have a good one, everybody, and toodaloo.